In downtown Dallas, President Kennedy was shot today just as his motorcade left downtown Dallas. Mrs. Kennedy jumped up and grabbed Mr. Kennedy. She cried, "Oh no." The motorcade sped on. A photographer said he saw blood on the president's head. It was believed 2 shots were fired. Keep tuned to your NBC station for the later news.
NBC Newsroom in New York. President Kennedy and Governor John Connally of Texas have been cut down by assassins' bullets in downtown Dallas. We'll repeat that. President Kennedy and Governor John Connally of Texas have been cut down by assassins' bullets in downtown Dallas. They were riding in an open automobile when the shots were fired. The president, his limp body cradled in the arms of his wife, Jacqueline, had been rushed to Parkland Hospital. Clint Hill, a Secret Service agent assigned to Mrs. Kennedy, said he's dead as the president was lifted from the rear of a White House touring car, the famous bubble top from Washington. He was rushed to an emergency room in the hospital. Other White House officials were in doubt as the corridors of the hospital erupted in pandemonium. The incident occurred just east of the triple underpass facing a park in downtown Dallas. Reporters about 5 car lengths behind the chief executive were behind the autocade. Stay tuned to your NBC station for the later news.
John Connally, reporters on the scene say that bullet wounds in Governor Connally's chest were clearly visible. It is reported that President Kennedy was seen lying face down on the floor of his car, his wife holding him. Again, we have no word on the president's condition. One AP man on the scene says that blood was visible on the president's head. He has been taken to Parkland Hospital in Dallas, Texas. The motorcade took about 5 minutes to get to the hospital. It was during that trip that reporters saw the president lying flat on the face of his car. One reporter asked one of the presidential assistants, Kenneth O'Donnell, if the president were dead. The man gave no answer. There is no reason to believe the president is dead. There is no word on his condition. Neither is there any word on who made the attack. That is all we have from Dallas, Texas at the present time. There has been a gun attack on the President of the United States.
And what a scramble communications in this country are at this moment. We will relay to you all the information that we have. We shall establish circuits between New York and Dallas at any moment, but in the interim, we shall relay to you from here the information that we have. It goes like this. President Kennedy has been shot in Dallas, Texas. He was shot as his motorcade left the downtown part of the city. Mrs. Kennedy leaped up, grabbed the president, and cried, "Oh no," and the motorcade sped on. An Associated Press photographer reports that he saw blood on the president's head. The Associated Press photographer said he heard 2 shots, but thought someone was shooting fireworks until he saw the blood on the president. Here is more information. Kennedy apparently has been shot in the head. He fell face down in the back seat of his car. Blood was on his head. Mrs. Kennedy cried, "Oh no," and tried to hold up his head. Governor Connally remained half-seated, slumped to the left. There was blood on his face and forehead. The president and the governor were rushed to Parkland Hospital near the Dallas Trade Mart, where Kennedy was to have made a speech.
There's also this, Chet, in Washington. The White House says it has nothing beyond what we have now on the shooting. This in spite of the tremendous communications that are always maintained between the president and the White House. At 12:50 Central Standard Time, acting White House Secretary Malcolm Kilduff was asked whether the president were dead. He said, "I have no word now." A few minutes later, Rear Admiral George Berkeley of the Navy, he's the White House physician, rushed into the hospital in Dallas, Parkland Hospital. He headed for the emergency room where the president and Texas Governor John Connally were taken. Each has been wounded. That is all we really know. There is no word on the condition of either man. There is no indication that either is dead, no report on how serious the wounds may be.
Chet and Bill, if I may step in for just a moment to let you know, NBC will continue its coverage of this throughout until we are fully abreast of all the facts. We have a mobile unit on its way to the White House now. As you just reported, the White House doesn't seem to have any more information than the reporters on the scene. And we are also establishing contact with our Robert McNeil, who's with the President's party in Dallas. And we expect to be getting reports from him very shortly. So as you can imagine, extensive efforts are being made to get our men dispatched to the right place at the right time and get as much information on it as we can.
Thank you, Frank.
We shall all stand by then and just relay the information as it comes in. Obviously, it's going to be sketchy for some time because you can imagine what is happening to every circuit, radio and telephone between the East Coast and Dallas, Texas at this moment. Obviously, the circuits are jammed. The information that we have, this is no time, obviously, for speculation. Facts are all that are warranted.